Oh, I didn't test. I saw that it posted, but I didn't see that it did anything. It's like Restream isn't working. Let's go over and look at LinkedIn and see if that's working. It's a little harder to get to. There's a way to do it. Let's see if I can figure this out. Nope, I don't see a notification. Oh, there's one. Maybe that's it. Let's see if it seems to be working here. I look so dumb. Okay, is it working? I should smile. Maybe that's it. Yep, it's working. Okay, so let's stop that. Sorry about this. We'll turn this off. We'll trim this off somehow. And I'll get over to the dashboard, which is not working today, which is so weird because that's what I rely on to see if I'm streaming or not. Everything seems to work. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA. We're going to be talking about slow marketing today, mostly. I think it's going to be good. I think it really is. So hang on. But first, I wanted to show you a product that came out about a year and a half ago, and it's designed to replace bubble wrap. Let's just show you. It kind of looks like a beehive.
To cushion and protect products through shipping, through moving, other things, instead of using plastic bubble.
Instead of bubble wrap, okay?
Cushion lock is an advancement
and
in
you roll it out. There's a
sustainable,
dispenser over
packaging
here,
protection,
but you
based
pull it,
on fundamental technology developed at 3M, and I think all three.
and it gets three-dimensional.
It starts from a very sustainable way, and then it ends by
recycled
going into
paper.
curbside recyclable to then become new recycled paper. And we also save space. 1 truck of cushion lock would be 10 trucks of plastic bubble.
It's 1/10 the size before you use it. See how it rolls up real nice and tight, unlike bubble wrap. Really dense before you use it, and then it expands.
Or at your house.
We sort of just started scratching the surface on what we can do with these Kirigami-based solutions. We have a whole family of technologies we've developed inside 3M.
Look at that.
I think you can just
and
feel
it's
proud
interlocking so
that
that you don't need tape.
Pushing the boundaries and developing new
keeps it together.
technologies that are.
Anyway, I have yet to receive a package that uses this. Never seen it before. YouTube posted it up. I don't know why. And I looked on the internet and I found some press releases and things from about a year ago, but I haven't seen one article that's a genuine article that says this is a good product. This is something that really works. I just have not seen that at all, and haven't received any of it. It seems like a great idea. When 3M started with Post-it notes, Post-it notes. When 3M started with Post-it notes, nobody thought it was a good idea. Nobody at 3M really. The guy who invented it was looking for a way to mark up his hymnal at church, but it wasn't his hymnal, it was the church's hymnal. And so he didn't want to make notes on the music in the hymnal. And he thought, well, how could I attach a piece of paper? He didn't want to use just Scotch tape because he thought it might tear. And so he went on a quest, a long time, trying to find just the right measurement of adhesion so that it would come off easily, but it would also stay stuck. A little too little and it falls off, a little too much and it tears the paper. And so they spent a lot of time working on it. And finally, and if you buy non-genuine 3M Post-it notes, this is a non-genuine 3M Post-it notes. It's from Uline. It was nice of them to send it to me. That was from a sales guy. I bought some product from him. And but if you get fake ones, knockoff ones, you'll find that they don't stick. They don't stay stuck. So anyway, it was like, well, this is not a product anybody needs. Who would need this? Well, it turns out that the way they launched it was to send it out to businesses all across America. Just send it to the office manager and let them use it. And when they started using it, they said, hey, this is really handy. This is a way to, label all kinds of things and keep tasks straight. And their whole project management schools that are just around Post-it notes. And so I think this product needs to be shipped out to warehouses and maybe more, so that people realize that this is a much more sustainable product than bubble wrap. I'm a big fan, or even packing peanuts. I think New Jersey just banned styrofoam or expanded polystyrene packing peanuts, and so it's really a good thing that needs to be promoted. And I can't figure out why none of the e-commerce magazines have picked up on this and written a story. So, paper is recyclable. It's the only thing really that is getting recycled. Only 10% of plastic is getting recycled, but paper largely is recycled. And that makes mail more sustainable than digital. Digital all gets thrown away instantly. It's just burning electricity. That's all digital does, right? And burning electricity in this day and age means burning carbon. Anyway, so I'd love to hear if any of you have tried this, if you liked it. I couldn't find a good review. I couldn't find any good articles on it at all. Just nothing. Amazing. I don't think the name is very good. 3M forward cushion lock overview video. Cushion lock is okay. I don't think it gets across the sustainable part. Bubble wrap is so much better than cushion lock. It's a wrapper. It's a wrap. Should have been paper wrap. Made more sense. Anyway, enough of that, right? We got to get off this thing. Okay, let's get over to the news. There was an article in the Business Journal today, or yesterday, that quad plant closings elsewhere, they've closed about 4 plants. Plant closings elsewhere benefit Wisconsin. And I couldn't get at the article without paying for it. Didn't seem that important. There's Joel Quadracci. But it said a series of Quad Graphics Inc. plant closings will save the company millions of dollars per year and shift work to the company's plants. Now, I did talk to a VP up there at Quad, and he said part of the main reason for closing the plants was that the centralized printing in Wisconsin enables better postage rates because they can optimize what they do is they can put multiple catalogs together, for example, and they can increase the saturation. So if there's 3 catalogs going to one house, they can mail that as one piece. I don't know if you understand that. And they can truck all those pieces to one sectional center facility. That's a 3-digit zip code. But basically, they can ship them for the post office at lower cost, even when they charge the customer for it. The customer pays less, okay, if there's a full truck going to Utah or something, than if a catalog prints a few 100,000 in California and a few 100,000 and they're sending just a handful to the other side of the country. It also takes a long time. So Wisconsin is central. It's a good place for printing. It's one of the world leaders in print, and it has been for 100 years. Okay, this is a great article that I stumbled on from BM Magazine UK. I think that's what it is. BM Magazine UK. Okay, that may mean something different in the UK, but it says what marketers can learn from the slow food movement. Okay, so it turns out that there's a movement in northern Italy called slow food, and they've got a snail on it. I think it might be a great I want to reach out to Roger and see if he's wants to create a slow marketing with a snail on it or something like that. He even mentions snail mail, but he doesn't call it that. He calls it direct mail. but I think it's lovely. Marketers, take a cursory glance online and you'll be inundated, true, with assertions that marketers need to move faster, be more agile, respond to technological changes at breakneck speed. You know, there was an article just the other day that I featured that was about AI, and if you don't, and it would have been better to spend $20 million on AI than $20 million on the Super Bowl. Well, if you spent it on AI, probably nobody would know. At least with the Super Bowl, somebody might get it that you have a brand and that you have something to sell. So it's not quite the same, and you're starting from in the hole in AI because people don't know what to do with it all and how to make money with it. And even more so because it tickled into my field, which is how to make money with data. It suggested that if you had enough AI, you would make money with data, and that is a lie. That's a super lie. You know, that's a little bit like AI looking in your refrigerator and deciding what you should make tonight, which is a thing, but it's not a thing I want. And I don't know, you know, I don't want it looking in my refrigerator. Okay, in this frenzy, we're missing something fundamentally important, or are we missing something fundamentally important? Does this push for speed leave businesses less effective? Of course it does. You know, the business landscape is littered with companies who embrace technology only to go under. My dad grew up with he had a mechanical engineering degree, and he grew up with a guy who built, the guy and his dad bought they bought some machining equipment, and they started a company, and they made multiple spindle drill heads. So if you wanted to you know, like an engine block has lots of different holes in the top for the oil to go and for the rods to go and for all kinds of stuff, valves and everything else. Okay, and the cylinder holes. And if you wanted to make that, you know, with a hand drill a bunch of holes in this size, then you take out the drill bit, drill a bunch of holes in a different size, you know, and you do a step-by-step process. But if you wanted to automate that, you know, you could pre-program a machine to drill the holes in the right place, but you still have to change the drill diameter, right? And maybe the materials or something else. So this company invented a way to have a whole carousel of drill bits that could drill so that you just change the bit by rotating the carousel. Anyway, too complicated. So anyway, he passed away, and his son took over, and the CFO of all people convinced him that that the computerization was going to be everything, and he had to computerize all of the production. You know, this is one of those high quality German craftsmanship companies, but he was going to computerize. And that one step alone basically took the company under. It went out of business and vanished from the face of the earth. Great company. It was called Wisconsin Drillhead. That's how I heard the story, and this was decades ago. My dad told me that, and how sad it was that somebody thought that computerization was that important. And people have been claiming this magic wand for literally decades and decades. And I've watched it happen. And sometimes it pays off, but not very often. Not very often does sort of automation pay off. It's very, very challenging. Very, very challenging. I mean, you still see Boeing with an army of people marching around building airplanes, right? And the most automated plants, of course, are probably the automotive plants, but that's not the same as most of us do, right? There's a lot of variability there. There is a place for automation. There's a place for computers, but you have to be pretty skeptical. That the track record is not that great. And so going back to the article, there's a movement called the Slow Food Revolution, founded in rural northern Italy, as a response to overproduction and the poor nutritional quality of fast food chains. I watch a farming show and they said 80% of the nutrition is lost by the time you buy something at the grocery store. I'm not sure that's true. I don't know. But it was an interesting statistic. It says maybe if you don't want to have a garden, the funny thing in Wisconsin where I live is when we had a garden and we like tried to sell stuff at a roadside stand, there were like 5 other roadside stands. So it's not that hard to buy from your neighbors who have gardens. And they have extra. They all have extra. They don't know what to do with it. It's a distribution problem. Okay? But what can we learn from that? Well, what about volume in market? Oh, value over volume in marketing. The slow food philosophy values food prepared with care and consideration that fosters a sense of deep appreciation in diners. It sees that the food itself is truly significant and time invested in the best ingredients and the most careful preparation and the time taken to enjoy all combine to create a wholly better experience. Simple and authentic. The style consultant said to me the other day, why in the world did you go into marketing? It's so much fraud and hype and misinformation. I said, I thought I could change the world. So now, in an analogous way, if we look back at old school marketing, interesting that I'm working with old school marketing and what they're about, and I know you can't probably see this, but what they're about, they sent me an envelope. I wish there was a way. I think there was a way. I can't see. Yeah, here. Okay. They sent me an envelope with a handwritten address on it and a first class stamp. Is that the stamp side or is this the stamp side there? First class stamp, and it got me to open it. How crazy is that? Old School Marketing is the largest handwritten marketing company in America. Disclosure, they're paying me not to say it, but they are a WDMA member. And so we're testing some things, and it's fun. It's been fun working on that. And it takes a while to figure out what is appropriate. Because some people get complaints, and they say, well, this isn't really from a person. Yeah, that's true. Well, it sort of is. It's from me to you. And at the end of this article, it makes the point that marketing, the trust has eroded. Here, this is really good. Marketing is our connection to our customers, a precious link from our minds to theirs, not something we should treat lightly. One of the reasons I love the catalog industry is because, a company like Land's End, I was in a back room of Land's End one time, waiting for somebody to come and open the library. I was working with them on some stuff, and I overheard when they were going into bath products, towels mostly was in them. I overheard a meeting with a new vendor, and they were telling them, we really do care about our customers, and we really do honor our guarantee. We're not going to tell you how to make bath towels. We don't know how to make bath towels, they said. But we're going to stand behind that bath towel till it wears out. And if the customer doesn't think they got a value for their money and send it back, we're going to be in a lot of hurt, and so are you. So we want you to think about how you can make a really good value bath towel. Not extra bells and whistles, but good product. So Land's End, right? Land's End every day almost. And that is what the catalog business is based on. It's based on companies that stand behind their products not for the next 15 minutes, right? But for the next 15 years. And customers do take advantage. We actually built a variable to figure out who not to mail because they keep sending stuff back without good cause. So, eventually we'll try to keep that to a minimum. But that said, it's that long-term, slow approach that makes things authentic and valuable. And so marketers must stop overproduction of low-quality ads, instead take the time to craft visuals with charm and intelligence, thoughtful messaging that truly resonates with the target audience. Mail stuff you would want to receive. Okay, testing corner. I've been trying to get to this 120% increase in checkouts with one key strategy. Okay, the e-commerce shopping site Shopee found out that customers that had their app were much more likely to make purchases, and they like to make purchases on the app, not the website. The app traffic converted 20 times better than their website. Okay, so how do they get people to go to the app? What they decided to do was change their links so that instead of their links going to a landing page, the links went right to the, like hyperlinks, they send users straight to the specific in-app locations. In other words, to the product, right? Instead of a website. And if they were signing up new members, I'm assuming they were using a Pearl, which means that your application to join Shopee was already pre-populated, which makes it easier for the customer. Okay, so I don't know exactly what deep links are, but before implementing deep links, only 20% of their customers landed in the app, and it resulted in 126% improvement in the overall shopping, I guess. Anyway, have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. Make a comment. I'd love to hear. I even love when people argue with me. Bye-bye.